now that we have made our threads, it's time to get a pattern which we're gonna use for the embroidery. So you can do it in Substance, but for some simplicity to this tutorial, I'm gonna grab an image which I took from the internet, and I'm just gonna link it. So this comes off as a bitmap here. I think you can probably see the watermark, but anyways, so this bitmap I'm gonna use for my patterns. So if I take if we start to work on our height right now, we're gonna need a base fabric for our uh, for the base of the embroidery, and so you can go ahead and make your own fabric and all everything. I'm just gonna have a fabric material here, and you can do the same with it. I really don't want I really don't care about how it is. I just want it to look nice on my on as a base. So I'm gonna use its height for now, and I'm gonna treat this height as the base. So let's just do a blend and give it to height, and let's just plug it into our material which is being used to preview. And in this material we're gonna have to make true our height, which will give us this height input, and also the normal. Now both of these work together, so we're gonna have a normal node which is gonna basically convert your height into your normals. So normal height, oops, height. I can even put a dot here which will work as my final height output, which is gonna which basically takes care of the normal, so I don't have to worry about it. Now to this we start to see something here, and we have a base ready here. Let's just make it look more like a cloth and less like a chainmail. And the metallic on this base material, let's reduce the metallic value and let's increase the roughness value, and also the color. Let's just put a little bit of yellowish white, creamy white, something like that. And so that is my base here. Cool. To this blend node, let's just add our threads and the combination of our threads and our bitmap. So let's take a blend, and we're gonna have to convert it to convert grayscale conversion, and that gives us the multiply, and that gives us basically the threads onto our pattern, which is what we wanted. But um two things. First of all, this pattern is a bit bigger than we would have liked. Second thing is it's completely straight, and it doesn't change its orientation along with different shapes. So that's what we want. We're gonna have to set up a flood fill for our pattern. So out of this grayscale conversion, let's just do a flood fill, and you see it immediately um, took every different shape as its own, so we can do different things to it. I'm gonna add a flood fill to random grayscale to it, and so that gives us a bit of a different value for each shape. That's what you want. And now let's add um before we actually blend it, let's just remove it for now. Before we actually blend it, we're gonna have a rotate, non-uniform rotation, grayscale. We're gonna put our threads here, and we're gonna put our grayscale flood fill here. And so you see we have different orientations for our different shapes, which really gives us what we wanted. And so that we can plug it into this blend, and we're gonna plug that in. To make our stripes bigger, let's just fix that. Let's do 300, and we're gonna have to fix our blur as well. And so that's good. And so we are starting to get that liney thread pattern. And the stripes on the cross weave, let's just have it a bit more, like 500. And the intensity of the blur, right? And I'm gonna, all right, to eliminate all of these extra threads that we don't need, we can directly take our grayscale conversion. You can put it directly into this blend node, which is set to multiply, and you can multiply it, right? And that will remove all of that excess threads that we were getting. I want a little bit of bulge happening on each of these shapes, and so that we can do very easily. We can just have a little bit of blur to this grayscale conversion, just so that we have softer edges. Okay, after the blur, let's just add a select, so histogram select, and put it to 1, and we can have it eroding like this. And so you're gonna lose a little bit of your pattern, but you're gonna get a really nice bulge after it. So this, and we can add another blur to it. And what we can do is we can blend it after our threads multiplication, and we can have it to screen. And it's reaching the limit, so let's just reduce it. Yeah. And so without this bulge, you are getting this really flat threads design, and with the bulge, we are getting a little bit of more thickness to it, and we are seeing a little bit of shapes happening, like height variation happening inside our base as well. And so that's really good. We can have some strays going on, first of all. So what we can do is we can take a directional noise. So these things can really easily give you stray cloths, strays threads. And let's just increase the angle random to max, and reduce the size of these threads, right? Add a warp to it. Let's just put a Berlin noise to it. And just a little bit, so that just so that they are curved at places. That's all you want. Let's do a levels now, or you can do a warp again with clouds. so that you get really withered strays. It's 0.01, it's 2.02, and yeah, something like that. Yeah. Let's put our levels and let's take our values down. And so we are starting to get these strays coming out, right? And so that's what we want. That's exactly what we want. So this I'll just put a dot at the end, and that will be my strays. That's cool. It's good practice to give a dot to everything so that they can all be connected. Even though the graph would be huge, they can be connected very cleanly. And so this I'll name uh, like threads bulge, right? And I can name this one threads alpha. Yeah. Cool. And all of these dots will really come in handy when we're making our roughness and metallic and whatnot. Cool. So we have our strays. Let's just put it here. Okay. And let's use our strays. So first let's blend, and I'm gonna get a dot, and I'm gonna call my strays to it, and I'm gonna put screen. Right. And so that gives you your strays, but it also gives you a lot of strays. Uh, maybe you wouldn't want it in the empty areas, right? So to remove them from your empty areas, you can just do a really good, really simple opacity mask. So let's get a dot. Oops, and let's call our threads alpha, or you can take threads bulge because that's softer. And we can do this. And so you're only gonna really see the strays on on your threads, not at your base. But if you want to see them at the base as well, let's just put a levels. And if you increase it, you'll start to see them at the base, or better yet, you can do a blend, and you can do uniform color, grayscale, and put that, and that would be your screen. And so if you increase this value, they will start showing up onto the empty areas as well.